I used to waste entire weekends trying to get organized, only to end up with a bigger mess. And if you are a high achieving Christian woman who knows that cycle, then this video is for you. In the next 10 minutes, you will discover why organizing keeps on failing us, why decluttering is so much better, and I will share my FAST method. 4 simple steps to clear the clutter in 15 minutes or less and actually enjoy the process. But for years, I thought I needed a whole weekend to make any progress. And so I would block out this huge chunk of time. I'd pull everything out of the cabinets or in the room and get it all laid out in piles. And about the time that I was about to make real progress, I would get interrupted, had young kids, and come back only to be exhausted and overwhelmed by the mess. And then my husband would come in and put everything back where it used to be. I thought I had a failure of organizing, but it wasn't that I was failing at being organized. It was that that style of organizing was failing me. So I realized I needed a better way, a simple, repeatable, doable system that worked in the real pockets of time that we as busy women or busy moms actually have. And so that's how this FAST framework was born. All right, here are the 4 steps, how it actually works. FAST is an acronym. FAST to help you remember. F, focus on one small area. Pick just one tiny zone, one drawer, one shelf, one corner of a closet, one tiny category, socks or scarves. This will stop the overwhelm and will prevent the project from exploding into a bigger mess. Okay. A, assign a loving limit. Before you even touch a single item, decide how many you need for this category. What is enough? What is that realistic number? What is that loving number? What is that sufficient number? But that number that also fits the space that you've assigned to it. So, the benefit of this is it kills the decision fatigue before it even starts because we're making one decision. How many pairs of socks do I need to own? How many pairs of pants do I need to own? How many pots and pans are sufficient for a family of 4? Step number 3, select your favorites. So instead of agonizing over what do I have to give up? Am I ready to let this go? You are actually choosing what are my absolute favorite things to use and care for. So this turns decluttering from like painful loss into something fun. It's like going on a shopping spree of your own stuff. And then step number 4, and this is so important, T, toss the rest. Everything else that didn't make the cut because it wasn't your favorite anyway, and you know it's not your favorites anyway. It's okay to simply get rid of it in the easiest and fastest way possible because your time and your energy is worth so much more to your future than trying to perfectly rehome every single item that you personally no longer have a use for. So, whatever way feels easy and fun and abundant to you, that's the way to get rid of it. Some people really do enjoy having a fabulous yard sale. I am not one of those people. I took everything to Goodwill or the trash as soon as possible. Okay. Now, the benefit of this is when you've kept only your favorites within your loving limit that you set, not somebody else, then it all usually goes right back into the space. So you don't even have to go shopping for containers or buying more storage cabinets. We separate decluttering from organizing because personally, I think that that's using 2 different parts of our brain to do those 2 pieces of work. But let me tell you now why this framework actually works for so many of the people that I have shared it with. Number one, it prevents the overwhelm and the bigger mess problem. Number two, it eliminates decision fatigue but by deciding the limit before the emotions kick in. Number three, it removes the pain of loss by focusing on the joy of selecting our favorites. We're surrounded by only our favorite things. You can see behind me, I've got two bookcases full of only my favorite books, okay? That's the loving limit, what fits on these shelves. Number four, it makes organizing almost unnecessary because the things naturally fit back into the cabinet once the excess is gone. Number five, it saves so much money in the long term because your brain learns and you're telling your brain, this is enough. I have 10 pairs of socks, and that is enough. I have 8 pairs of pants, and that is enough for my life for this season. So I only need to go shopping when it's time to replace one of the things that I already have. And number six, this is the big one. It works in our actual, real, crazy, busy, chaotic lives. These are just 15-minute sessions. They give us quick wins, and those quick wins then create momentum. So sometimes you'll do a 15-minute decluttering and then you'll be like, ooh, I won. Let me go do another one. And it has carried me through. So I decluttered one huge time 10 years ago and never had clutter come back again. And it was the same method that I used when I downsized from a 4,000 square foot house into a 1,000 square foot apartment and needed to minimize even further to fit into the space. This method is so flexible. Here's what I love about it. It's not about rules, but here's what I really love about this FAST method. It's not really about our stuff at all. It's actually about our life. The Bible says in Mark 8:36, what does it profit us if we gain the whole world and yet lose our own soul? Sometimes our stuff just walks into our house and we're like, we're getting stuff and we didn't even ask for it to come in. This method honors your soul. It gives you permission to go through your things and re-choose them in light of what's truly important for either your current season or and also the next one that God is preparing you for. So instead of feeling like you have to manage and keep up with everything that's ever been handed to you, you get to release what no longer fits so that you can make room for more peace, more joy, more alignment with your calling, and yes, more rest. So now for your question of the week. In this season of life, what are you feeling called to make more space for? More time, more energy, more presence. I would love to hear your answers. Put them in the comments if you care to share. And remember this, simplicity isn't about having less for its own sake. It's about making space for more of what God has actually called you to. More peace, more presence, and more purpose instead of burnout. And if this resonated with you and you're ready to go deeper with personalized support, I do have a couple of spots open for one on one coaching where we apply these principles directly to your life or your business. I will put the link in the description. And if this helped, then make sure you hit like and subscribe and turn on notifications or join my newsletter list so that you'll never miss a video that matters to you. All right. And next week, preview, we will be covering the worst type of clutter and how to clear it. I'll see you there.